everybody? Blue Suit Reviews, another video. It is May 3rd. Yeah, May 3rd. Beautiful day outside. And as you can see, I got with me so I thought about something the whole time I've had my car. So I've had HellCat since January 11th, and since that time I have not named my car. But in the most recent video I put out that I was finishing up how I did my hood pin install. So while I was finishing that up, I actually put a giveaway, not items, not doing that yet. I actually gave away what I named my car in the very last portion of the video where it is asking you to like, share, subscribe. Like it's like a little animated pop-up that kind of tells you, hey, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all of that. In there, I named my car HellCat. So I'm not gonna get into the reason why I'm naming my car HellCat, but you are looking at HellCat 2015 manual M6 Dodge Challenger HellCat. This video is because I realized that I never really talked about how much I paid for the HellCat, for HellCat, and I'm gonna do that today. So let's get it. I'm sitting inside my car, obviously, and you can probably see that I've done some stuff to it. On the inside here, don't mind this. This is my helmet. I go to the track. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is, as soon as I find a place to put this, probably that. Is that gonna work? I guess that'll work. I don't know if it's blurry or not. Anyway, I cleared this car for $46,735. I think, like exactly, almost exact dollar amount. The backstory, the way I did it was, I mean, I had been looking for a HellCat for a while now. Probably about the better part of a year, and like things just, when I would find a HellCat, like all of the stars weren't aligned, so to speak. So the first few times I found a HellCat, there were some colors I didn't like. Like I like the lime green, but I'm just not a big fan of driving around with a lime green HellCat. One reason is because it attracts a lot of attention, and I really don't want to talk to the police department or the sheriff's office any more than I have to. And if I'm going a little fast down the highway, there's definitely no lack of being noticed if you're in a lime green muscle car. So I didn't want that. I really didn't want a red HellCat because that attracts almost the same attention. I did at one point find a yellow HellCat that I thought to myself, maybe I could like wrap most of it and maybe play the yellow down. I even thought that about the green or the red, but I'm not a fan of green anyway, unless it's money. But I just kept looking, and I finally found, I actually narrowed it down to two HellCats. One was a plum crazy HellCat, which that if you've seen the plum crazy, it's a cool color. It's not as flashy as the red or the yellow or that lime green, but I mean, it's unique. It's definitely unique. Since I've been in this area in Florida, I've only seen one other plum crazy Hellcat, so that would have been cool. But another thing that hangs me up or that was hanging me up, or impeding my efforts trying to get a Hellcat was I wanted a manual. Like I did not want an automatic, and I found a ton of automatics, especially for some reason in December 2019 and January 2020. There were a bunch of automatic Hellcats that were being sold all over the place, private sellers, dealerships, like you name it. Like there was just a bunch of people selling automatic Hellcats. Well, peppered into those automatic Hellcats were manual Hellcats here and there, and I finally really narrowed it down to two. One was a purple plum crazy Hellcat, and the other one was a blue manual Hellcat. It was, I think, the B5 blue. Two different dealerships were selling them, and I actually went and checked them both out. And I know you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Because you're driving a black Hellcat. I know I'm driving a black Hellcat. I'm getting to it. I'm going to try to speed up the story so it doesn't take all day for me to explain what I'm trying to say. But uh, found the B5 Blue Hellcat in Tampa. Found a plum crazy Hellcat in Newport Richey, Florida. Looked that up on the map to see where that is. It's a good ways from where I live, like almost 2 hours. Anyway, I went and checked them both out. I went and looked at the plum crazy Hellcat. It was at a Mazda dealership, and when I got there, you could tell that they had went and picked that car up from an auction somewhere, and it looked nice. I actually got to drive it. I drove it for a little bit. The reason why I didn't pull the trigger on that car is because they wanted way too much money. It was a 2016 with, I think it had like 3,900 miles on it, something like that, but they still wanted like $52,000 for it. It's way too much. Out of my price range. I was really hoping to only spend about 47 even. So I talked to him. The dealer, the finance manager, like my salesman. Everybody's just emailing me, calling me, texting me, come get the car. We'll work the numbers. And I didn't want to drive 2 hours back to Newport Richey. When I was there, they only worked it down to 52.5 or something like that, and some change. When I was there, they couldn't work it any lower than that, so I refused to go back up there. I refused to take my 392, my Scat Pack, Gray Rock. I refused to take the car back up there until they could come to a number that I was okay with, because you know how dealerships are. They say one number on the phone, and then you get there and they want to tack on fees and all this other extra stuff, and then it pushes the price. Like I'm a price buyer. Like I am not about to sit up here and tell you, oh, this is the payment I want. Do what you do. Like no, we're gonna talk about the price that I'm paying for the car. And normally why I do that is because I have my own financing. When I went to buy this car, I had my own financing. When I went to go look at the purple Hellcat, the plum crazy Hellcat, I had my own financing. When I went to go look at the B5 Hellcat, I had my own financing. I'm about to get into the B5 too here in a second. But I need to know how much I'm paying. I need to know how much I'm going to ask the bank, which I was already pre-qualified for 50 grand, like cut off 50 grand. And that was all I asked for, but I knew I was not going to spend more than $50,000, and I really didn't want to spend that much to begin with. I wanted to go back and tell the bank, hey, I didn't spend all the money you gave me. Thanks a lot, but no thanks for all of that. But we couldn't get anything worked out. Like back and forth, emailing me back and forth, texting, calling, all this kind of stuff. Well, they wouldn't come down off a price, so I was like, you know what, good luck on trying to sell that. And they actually had that car for months and months and months after I bought the car that I have now, or after I stopped talking to them about it. The B5 Hellcat I found at a different dealership in Tampa. I think it was called Auto Network. And at Auto Network, you could tell that they had gone and gotten that car from an auction as well. Matter of fact, out on Network, it doesn't even look like they deal big in trade-ins. Like it's not even an actual dealership. It's like it's more of a I don't know. It's like a car showroom type deal where they buy cars from auction and then wholesale them to the public for a markup, some kind of markup. I don't know what the markup would be, but B5 Hellcat a lot cheaper. I went and looked at it and it looked battle damaged. It looked battle damaged. When I say battle damaged, I don't mean I think it got in a wreck. It looked like it definitely. You could definitely tell it was a daily driver. I think it had 13 or 14,000 miles on it. There was a bunch of paint chips on the front of the car. There was some. I even noticed like there was a couple buttons on the inside of the car broken or missing, like the seat buttons to move. Like if you know the a lot of these Dodge Challengers, 5.7, 392, the Scat Packs, the SRT 392s, and the Hellcats, they have a electric driver's seat, but the passenger seat is manual. Well, the buttons on the side of the driver's seat, like a couple of them were missing. I mean, and they tried to clean it up, and it looked a lot better than I'm sure it did when whoever traded it in. But it was pretty battered, and I was trying to get them to come off a price because I knew I was gonna have to spend some money to fix some stuff, namely the paint in the front. Like I was probably gonna have to get a new front clip or not a new front clip. I was gonna have to repaint the clip because it was chipped to hell. And I brought all those things up, but dealerships and whoever's dealing in cars, they do not want to come off their price and one reason they don't is because they paid a certain price to get that vehicle, and they have already calculated what the markup needs to be or how much they need to charge in order to make a decent profit from that vehicle. Let's just say they have 10 Hellcats and they need 5 of those Hellcats to be at a certain markup, or 10 or 9 of them to be at a certain markup to make the right amount of money to justify purchasing those Hellcats. That's what they're gonna stick with. You might be able to talk them off of their markup a little bit, but they're not gonna come down. It's just how it is. It's how it is. They've already pre-calculated either for like 6 months or 1 year revenue how much they're going to sell that car to you for, and they already know that. And they even already know how much they're going to give you for a trade-in value that offsets the revenue or the profit that they're going to make from the car that they're selling you. So all of that stuff, they calculate all of that. But anyway, it didn't work out. They didn't want to come off the price of the B5 Blue, and they text me a couple times, even though it was not a dealership. They had like a sales room manager that kind of handled everything. They didn't have salesmen. They had a sales room manager, and he contacted me a couple times. That's okay. I'll find something else. This is why patience is a virtue. Anyway, I kept looking. I'm not getting impatient. I'm staying calm, even though I can tend to be quite a bit impatient. I stayed calm, kept looking, and I found the very next car I found. Well, I saw some other ones, but the next car I found that I was actually interested in was this one, and I sent the dealer a message and said, hey, I'm interested in that car. Can I come look at it? And with the intention of buying it. When I first messaged him, I was like, I didn't tell him I wanted to buy it, but that was my intention. I wanted to buy it. And they said, yeah, you can come look at it, yada, yada, yada. But then I negotiated a price with them before I ever even went to look at it. And I also sent them a video of my car showing them how clean it was, how it hadn't been damaged, how there was no scratches in the paint and all of that stuff. And I was able to get a trade-in value before I went to the dealership. Another reason why that's important is because this dealership that I went to is 2.5 hours away from where I actually live. I did not want to drive 2.5 hours and then get to a dealership and for them to be talking about these numbers are not right, which they did do that anyway. But I still wanted to make sure that I had something pre-negotiated before I went. So I get down to the dealership, and I'm down there, and now while I'm there, of course, like the prices are changing and all this kind of stuff. And I try to leave. I was like, and this is where your power as a consumer comes in, as a buyer. You do not have to agree to the stuff that's going on in the dealership. Like you don't have to agree to that. If it starts getting like weird and crazy in there, like just back out. Back out. Don't worry about the deal. Something else will come along. Or in my case, a lot of times I buy cars, they call me. They, hey, maybe we couldn't meet on that number, but is this a better number? I've had that happen to me, and this dealership was no different. I don't know if they thought they was gonna be like they were just gonna run some numbers game on me and get me to just buy it and be good with it. But no, I'm not doing it. I was born at night. Maybe I was born at night, but not last night. The old school saying. So yeah, I was like, hey, this is the number. This is the number that I'm paying. This is the number I got with me. Like I already had in a yellow envelope. I already had my check, blank check from the credit union. And I was like, listen, we're not doing this. If the numbers are all changing crazy like that, my trade-in value changes and stuff like that, we're just not gonna do it. So they made it happen. They made it happen. Of course, I get over to the finance manager, and they realize that I got my own financing, so they don't make any money off the financing. They it it turned into a bomb. Like it definitely turned into a bomb in there. And some people weren't happy. Something I didn't know. I guess the finance, no, not the finance manager. Yeah, the finance manager. Something I know is I guess the finance manager makes money off of every car that is sold, especially if the financing is done in house. Well, he didn't make any money from the deal, and he was not happy at all. Uh, I think they realized that they just wanted to move a HellCat. They didn't have too many more out there used. Like they had, I think, 3 total. One was a manual, and the other 2 were automatics. And the rest of it had like some new HellCats out there that I'm not totally sure they would be able to move those. But yeah, well, I mean, we made a deal, 46,735, and it was actually 46.5. I actually only agreed to 46.5, but they couldn't transfer. My old car had a Minnesota tag on it. Of course, they couldn't transfer that to the new purchase, so I had to get new tax, title, and license and all that stuff like that, and they came to like $235 total. And I also did I think I did a 2-year registration, so I'm good to go for the next 2 years till I renewed my registration. Or I think a year and a half now, by the time you've seen this video. But it came out. My payments are $735, so I pay $735 a month. I don't know how much I pay on insurance just for the Hellcat because I have 2 other vehicles insured through Progressive. One is a 2019 Ford Explorer and a 2006 Dodge Ram 1500. Everything has full coverage. So I pay like $353 for the 3 vehicles, which is probably a lot. If you're out there, if somebody pays cheaper, but Florida is I think it's I don't know how you say that. I think a no-fault state or something like that, where a person can hit you and not pay if they don't have insurance. Like they can just kind of get out of it. So that definitely makes a difference when you have insurance in states that are no-fault states. I had insurance in Minnesota. It's also a no-fault state where somebody can hit you if they don't have insurance. That you don't really nothing you can do to them except for like pursue legal action and try and sue them to get your money back for whatever damages your insurance company had to cover. Well, that's it for this video. I appreciate you tuning in. I know the whole virus thing is going on, so I'm trying to put some positive stuff out there, some stuff that people can watch and kind of not think about this whole pandemic situation, which I'm really hoping that it's coming to an end. I know some states are opening back up. I know Georgia is open. I know Vegas they never closed or didn't want to close. I mean Nevada. But I know Florida is going to open tomorrow, A lot of places are gonna open tomorrow, and I know people are happy to get back to work. People are happy to start making money again. Midweek, like the malls and stuff like that are gonna open. So if you're in the Florida area, uh, be safe out there. Even with the reopening, I know it's gonna be kind of touch and go for a while things are getting back to normal. But at the same time, don't be afraid because this is our space. This is our space. You know, we're social creatures. We like to get out there and talk to each other. Don't be afraid to be around people. I know we got the 6 foot spacing and everything like that, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not saying go right back to normal on the first day, but we're society is pretty close knit. We like to talk to each other and shake hands and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get back to that. Anyway, I appreciate you. Blue Suit Reviews, signing off another video. If you want to see any of my other videos, like make sure you hit the like, share, or hit the like button. Share my videos if you know somebody that can benefit from it. And subscribe. I don't know if I said subscribe. Subscribe. Anyway, appreciate you. Signing off. Blue Suit Reviews.